going to be the best presentation you'd see today. Hi, everybody. My name is Stephanie. I'm a product manager here at Facebook working on mobile app ads. This is me. Everybody knows that the most engaging photos have either kittens or babies, and I do not have cats, so this is my baby girl, Leah. Say hi. I'm really, really excited to be here today and talk to you guys about how to promote your apps on Facebook, because before I joined Facebook about a year ago, I spent about 10 years working on consumer-facing products and trying to create really delightful user experiences on a bevy of products, everything from online dating to real-time messaging. And so, I think that everybody here is going to build tonight with Parse or has already built their killer app. But you and I both know that you need users. It's not enough to have the perfect app. You really need to be able to tell the world about it. And so at Facebook, luckily, we have an app that has 142 million users looking at it monthly. And so we think that we have a really great platform for you to promote your app and share it with the world. To understand kind of how this project started and how this product started, you might recognize these photos. This is a very famous photo. But it's to understand where we were just 8 years ago. In 2005, think about, I actually did a search. I ran a search, and I searched for hottest mobile devices of 2005. Guess what came up? Motorola Razr, Palm Trio. Now, if you think back to the functionality, or lack thereof maybe, of those devices back then, and you think about where we are today with mobile devices, we've come a really, really long way. There's been a fundamental change and shift of how we keep in contact with our friends, how we communicate, even how we take photos. If I were at the announcement of Pope Benedict in 2005, which is what this is a picture of, how would I tell my friends that I was there? I would take out my PowerShot, take a picture, take it home, my camera home, upload it to my desktop, attach it to an email, and send it to my contact list. Cut to earlier this year when the new Pope was announced. Look at this picture. Everybody has a glowing computer, mini computer, in their pockets. And all of you want to get on that mini glowing computer that I take everywhere with me, right? And so you have all, probably with just a couple of engineers, built a really, really, what you think is a beautiful, beautiful app. You have your PR, maybe if you're lucky, you got a TechCrunch article. But what do you do next? Where are you? And the sad news is, you're probably here. You're one of over 900,000 apps in the App Store, on Google Play. And you have the best app out there, and that users really want it. But how do you get it in front of users? And this is the question that we started trying to find an answer to just a year ago. If you can believe it, mobile app ads are only a year old. And so we had a very specific problem. How do we help app developers get their apps in front of users? So, like I said, a year ago, we started building this. And we actually built something that really works. I'm going to show you some numbers. In just under a year, we've got over 8,000 advertisers advertising their apps on Facebook. And those advertisers have driven 148 million installs so far. And perhaps the thing we're most proud of is that among the top grossing apps, most of them are using Facebook to promote their app. To understand the success of advertising your app on Facebook is to look back and to really see what's on the market today. So let's take a look. This is a typical ad you might see for an app. It's small, it's anchored to the bottom, and I've worked, like I said, on many consumer-facing products. And the fact of the matter is there's this thing called ad blindness. After a while, I choose to ignore, the ad on the left or the bottom or the right or all of them. And so we looked at this at Facebook and said, we can do so much better. We have 142 million users looking with their eyeballs, are engaged with our newsfeed every day. So what we provide at Facebook is something that actually, quite frankly, looks like anything else you might see in feed. It's big, it's engaging, it's vibrant, it's potentially gorgeous. I mean, we allow you to put your creative in there and really speak to the user. The other thing that's really great about it is if I see this instant cab ad in my newsfeed, and I am interested in it, I click on Install Now. We do not take you out. We do not disrupt your experience. You know, we pull up this like inline ability to be able to add the app, and once you're done installing it, it takes you right back to newsfeed. So as a user, you know, I really appreciate this experience because you have not completely disrupted my experience. It's not like I don't know where I am when I'm done. Now, I mentioned that we have a lot of advertisers, and you know, there's a lot of success stories. So we always like to share these like nice numbers. So this is an app. How many of you have heard of Facetune? I don't see a lot. So Facetune has about 4 engineers. They're a tiny company, and they provide you the ability, if you would like to make yourself more good-looking in a photo. So you upload your photo. All of you guys don't need it. Please don't get me wrong. You upload your photo. You can whiten your teeth. You know, it's a facelift for $2.99. And so they're they're an amazing story because they started off at number 283 in the App Store. And within 5 days of running their first Facebook ad campaign, they hit number 2 in the US and number 1 in certain markets. That's a lot of beautiful selfies in 5 days. So, you know, this is just a very typical story that we hear over and over again, and this could be you. So great. So let's say you're using our app install ads, and you've got users installing your app. Great. Most people stop there. Right? So you've got the user to put your icon on their phone, but the reality is over 66% of users will open an app between 1 and 10 times total. That's not enough to get your users engaged, and definitely not enough to get them converted, conversion to buy. So again, we have Facebook took a look at this and said, well, we can do better here, right? Again, we have users that have their eyeballs on our product. We decided to tackle this problem head on. So just last month, we launched a new product. It is the ability not only to drive installs, but also to drive engagement and conversion. Let me show you how. I have actually an interesting story about this. So we launched this. You know, I'm on the team. I was like, this is great. And I had installed how many of you know the Zulily app? I'm a mom. It's a commerce app geared towards and targeted towards mothers-to-be, et cetera. So I'd installed this Zulily app on my phone, you know, months and months back, and I'd bought a couple things, and you know, I kind of forgot about it. I was on the 3rd page of my phone, and we released this product, and within a few weeks, I saw an engagement ad for Zulily, and I thought, yeah, I definitely need, you know, those pair of shoes for my daughter or that puffer jacket. Winter's coming up. So I clicked in, and sure enough, they got me to convert, or as my husband likes to call it, reignited the addiction. And now I see their engagement ads all the time, and I am myself a user of this app. So it's like, it really works. The stuff really works. Let me show you how exactly engagement and conversion works. So let's say I am an app, and I like to publish recipes, and that's how I get my users to engage, is I have a recipe of the week. So with this new ability to be able to drive engagement, I can run an ad in Facebook, feature a specific recipe, and not only get the user to click and open my app, but actually deep link them. I can specify as an advertiser or app developer, this is exactly where I want to put the user within my app. So in this case, it would take me directly to this very delicious-looking brownie recipe. It doesn't stop just there. Let's say, how do I make money as this recipe app? The way I make money is, the way I convert users is to get them to sign up for my Bacon of the Month Club. Anybody want to sign up for Bacon of the Month Club? I know I do. So my ultimate goal is to have them add to cart. So again, we can link the user directly into this ability to convert. And so this is extremely, extremely powerful. It allows the advertisers like yourself a level of control that you've never had before on Facebook, and it's brand new. So Hopefully you guys are getting excited and you might be wondering, how do I do this? Great, sounds great, I want to use it all. We have this end-to-end solution. We've taken you everywhere from discovery all the way to conversion. How do I start? So we have 3 ways that you can start. First is the Ads Create tool. It is so simple, you could probably get an ad starting in the next 5 minutes. Go to facebook.com/ads/create, take the URL for the App Store or Google Play, copy and paste it in there, a couple targeting and bidding options, and you're ready to go. It's that simple. We also have a tool called the Power Editor, and this is for folks who require some more advanced options and some specific customizations. We also have preferred marketing developers that we work with and we give them access to our APIs, and they provide really advanced tools, and it's a really great way for you to scale your marketing. After all this, we have, next to the help desk, we have a booth called, you see a sign, Mobile App Ads. You can ask any sort of questions about our list of recommended preferred marketing developers, or even about these tools. Feel free to go there and ask all the questions. Quickly through the ads tool, you can, like I said, specify the app you want to advertise, register your app with Facebook, and then there's 2 ways to measure the success of your ad campaign. You can either integrate with our Facebook SDK, or you can work with a mobile measurement partner, which I'll talk about a little bit later. In the Power Editor, if you go and select the mobile app objective, and within there, you can, again, select the destination. For engagement, you can say, this is the specific link that I want users to go to, as well as you can pick from 7 calls to action, including like shop now, watch video, etc. And finally, customize your creative. We'll get into some tips there towards the end of this. So you have your ad started. The next thing is you don't want to just blast it to everyone necessarily. You want to have a very targeted approach to this, right? So how do you reach the right people? We at Facebook, we're actually very, very proud of the fact that we have a ton of users on our graph, but also like really, really authentic data. We think that a user, when they come to Facebook and whatever information they give us, it's fairly authentic, it's fairly accurate. And this is what we strongly believe. But we also have been partnering with Nielsen over the last 1.5 years to actually prove this. So we've been running a bunch of, actually hundreds of OCR studies that measure the accuracy with which we can reach a target audience. And what we found is that Facebook is 89% accurate, whereas the average is 39% accurate. And that's pretty astounding, and we're really proud of that fact because that just proves the value of advertising on Facebook. So what kind of data can you target off of? There's the basic demographic information, age, gender, location. Clearly, there's the social information. So if I am an entertainment app, I might want to target fans of Jay-Z. Or if I am a fitness app, I might want to target people who like hiking and biking. So these are the types of things that you can do on Facebook. There's also the ability to target based on device, operating system, even if the user's on Wi-Fi. That's another thing that we provide at Facebook. And then custom audiences. This is a really, really powerful tool. So you have an app, you have users. We have the ability for you to upload that list. Let's say you have a very targeted list of people that you want to reach. You can upload that list, and our matching rates are phenomenal. So you can actually advertise to those specific users. Even better, you can use something called lookalikes, which means, let's say you're a fashion app, and you know that the most valuable user for your app is the one that has bought jewelry in the last month. You can take that list, upload it as a custom audience, and then ask Facebook, find me people that are like these people. So, and they're not part of my user base yet, right? So this is extremely powerful. Using all the accurate, rich data that we have, we can help you find those high LTV customers or the person that you think is going to be super engaged with your app. Really quickly, how you actually use this to drive engagement, custom audiences. Let's say you want to focus on churners, people who have not engaged with your app in the last 30 days but are users. So you can upload that list of users, target them specifically, and go after them, offer them a special deal, et cetera. So you have your app up and running. Now it's humming along. Your next question is it working, right? And so how do you measure the success of your ad campaigns on Facebook? Your KPI might be add to cart, video plays. You as the app owners know what the KPIs that work for you are. So we have a couple measurement solutions. The first one on the left is our Insights product. This is where you can learn a lot about the users of your app. Who are they? Where did they live? What languages do they speak? Then there's Ads Manager in the middle. This is where if you are running engagement ads, you can figure out how many clicks you can attribute to this ad for this specific deep link. How much does it cost for a user to install your app? What are the number of video plays that you get? Those are all questions that can be answered in the Ads Manager. And then, of course, there's the mobile measurement partners. Mobile measurement partners help you track things like LTV, ROI, and they have a ton of custom functionality. Again, I'm going to point to the booth and say, if you have any more questions on that, or if you want recommendations on who to use from this list, please come visit our booth. We can provide lots of information. This is an example of what Ads Manager looks like. So if you have an app event, so let's say your event is add to cart. If you have that as your most important KPI and you're running ad campaigns that are supposed to drive users towards that, we can actually tell you how many of those actions, in this case add to cart, are attributed to this ad campaign. So it's pretty powerful stuff. All of a sudden you know exactly how your ads are performing, and there's a specific call to action. Finally, a couple of best practices. So we have a team of people at Facebook who run very rigorous, frequent reports across all ads at Facebook, and they've figured out what are the best practices for running a successful ad campaign on Facebook. So the first two are very focused around creative. We find that the advertisers that do really well advertising on Facebook test different things. So they might run, let's say, 5 different images or 5 different videos or 5 different sets of text. And then they observe the performance, they take the winner, and they really run with that. The other thing to keep in mind is people are looking at these ads often. If you show them the same thing over and over again, they start to get fatigue around this. And so you want to keep your creative fresh. You want to update it at least every 2 weeks. Next is, I talked a lot about targeting, but you do not want to narrow down your potential audience by too much, right? So you want to keep it at about 100,000 at least for each ad. And also, we optimize based on multiple ads within a campaign. So you want to keep the targeting the same within a campaign. So you can run several ads, but keep the targeting the same. And finally, we have the ability to run campaigns per device, so you should definitely do that. The value of a user on an Android device or iPhone might be a little bit different, and we want you to bid and target in that way. So finally, what's next? We've done a lot in the last year, and we're still hearing feedback from all of you, from our PMDs, and we recognize there are still things that we can do to make your ads more successful. We are very, very dedicated to providing an end-to-end solution. And we are doing a ton more. So I'm going to show you a list of things that we've been recently releasing and things that are in the process of getting released. So I talked a lot about actually mobile custom audiences. But one thing I did not touch upon is CPA buying. This is probably the #1 thing we've been hearing from advertisers, that this is super, super important. So now we optimize and charge based on what you're willing to pay. And what we're finding from initial results are that people who optimize or do CPA buying, advertisers that use CPA buying, experience a 20 to 30% lower CPI. So this is really powerful stuff. We've been listening to what you've been telling us in the market, and we're providing it. This is literally rolling out right now. It's not to everybody, but it's to most people. The other thing we heard loud and clear is, how can we get more creative that users are going to click on? So increase the probability that they're going to install. So we provide now video, the ability to, let's say, show a trailer for your game or give a demo of the service app that you're providing. We allow you to upload a 15-second video, and we're finding, that users who click on the video, view it, are much more likely to install. So I encourage you to use this, to try it out, and it just provides a much richer experience for the user. And finally, advanced mobile measurement. To date, until very recently, we've given you lots of data on users on an aggregate level, and now we're really making that more granular for you so you can do better targeting, you can know more about your users. So I'm going to show you next a quick video. This is how we kind of envision the future of discovering, experiencing, engaging with, and converting with mobile apps on Facebook. I'm going to walk you through it. So I'm a user. I have my mobile device. I click on Facebook in the morning, and as I'm going through my feed and consuming posts, etc., I see this mobile app install ad for Jack Threads. I click Shop Now. I get that inline prompt. I decide to install it, and voila, it's on my mobile device. When I click in, I can log in using Facebook login. I don't have to create a username, password, all that good stuff. And I'm in. I can start browsing. Now, if you have deep linking enabled, you can actually take the user straight to the watch that perhaps you showed them in the ad. You click on it, you decide, I really like that white one. Oh, and it's only $30. I'm going to add it to the cart. And this is the part where I'm sure anyone who runs a commerce app knows what I'm talking about. Once you get to this billing info, you have like 500 fields that the user has to fill out. We just released this product called Autofill, which will actually take your payment information and pre-populate it for the user. Makes it super, super simple. I love this feature. All you have to do is verify now, make sure this is all the right information, that you don't want it sent somewhere else. Hit save. Verify the shipping method, the info, the item is correct, and complete your purchase. Now, that was 1 minute and 40 seconds. We took the user all the way from app discovery all the way to buying that $30 watch. So that is our goal at Facebook, is to make that as easy for both the user and for you as an app developer and advertiser to enable this. This is the future, and this is how we see Facebook. Finally, I'm going to make one more plug for the booth. Please come ask us any questions about anything that I've talked about tonight. If you're running ad campaigns and you have specific questions, please come by. Thank you.